I'm dating the girl whose life I saved. Almost 2 years ago, I, 25M, got out of the army, and it only took 3 weeks for me to make friends with an architect guy, Nate, 35M, who seemed like a cool dude. One day, Nate invited me over to watch football, and this night was when I met his GF, Christina, 29F. Right from the beginning, I had suspicions that Nate was physically abusing Christina, but I wasn't sure as I never saw him do anything besides insulting her. But I saw that she was kinda scared of him. On Nate's 35th birthday, he invited me and a few other guys and gals, and that night everyone was very drunk except for me and Christina. When everyone was already leaving the party, I saw a drunken Nate hit Christina for embarrassing him in front of the guests. He then saw that I watched him do that and then jokingly said, "Women, right?" I didn't say anything and just left. The next day, all I could think about was Nate hitting Christina, and I felt bad because she made eye contact with me and I saw pain and suffering in her eyes. I didn't know what to do as I grew up in an environment where, if it doesn't involve you, don't step in. But I promised myself that I would put a stop to it if it happened again. On New Year's, Nate invited me to his New Year's party, and I accepted with the intent of interfering that night if he hits her. When I arrived to the party, everything was going smoothly until the end of the barbecue when everyone left, and it was only me, drunk Nate, and Christina, and I saw him hit her so hard her nose began to bleed. That was the last straw for me. I went over to him, and I beat him down and punched him so hard I injured my hands and began using my elbows. I told Christina to call the cops, and I left before they came. The next day, I went to Nate's apartment to check on Christina, and her nose looked broken, and I asked her if she had somebody she could stay with, and she said no. I felt really bad for her, so I offered her my spare bedroom until she could get herself on her own feet. She accepted my offer. A few days later, she opened up to me and told me that she tried to get help many times before, but no one helped her, and I was the only person who stepped in when she was being abused. Her family was pissed that she broke up with him, as they made her date him because he made 6 figures. She stayed at my apartment for about 5 months, and then we started dating. I feel bad because her family basically cut contact with her because I don't make 6 figures like Nate. Unfortunately, since Christina was so mentally and physically abused by Nate, she constantly apologizes for anything and everything, and she always flinches when I make sudden movements in her direction. Christina is currently going to therapy for help, and she is slowly recovering. In 4 months will be our first year together. We've through a lot of shit in our relationship, but we got through it together. I'm going to buy a ring next month to propose on our anniversary. I had to get this off my chest. Thanks for reading my life story.